I didn't bring my box today. That's terrible. Well, good morning, everybody. Hope you all had a good weekend. Let me be clear and start off with saying that Democrats didn't just cause inflation. They lit the match, they watched it burn, and then they poured gasoline on the flames. They buried families under regulations, spent trillions on pet projects, and railed against American paychecks to appease who? Their radical base. And Americans will never forget who did that because we will continue to remind them. During 4 long years of Biden inflation, hardworking families actually did the right thing. They tightened their belts, they canceled vacations, they put groceries back on the conveyor belt, and they drained their savings just to keep the lights on. Because Bidenomics sent energy costs skyrocketing. Under Bidenomics, and in those 4 years, let me just paint the picture for everybody. Home heating oil shot up 44%. Gasoline climbed 48%. Electricity costs went through the roof, rising 29%. And abundant American natural gas rose 27%. Those were under the 4 years during President Biden. That economic punishment crushed the American dream for millions of Americans. But there's actually good news. Thanks to President Trump and Republicans in Congress, the comeback is underway, and America loves a good comeback story. Now, it won't happen overnight. You don't rebuild a burned-down home in one day. And after 4 years of economic arson, there's a lot to clean up. But House Republicans are here with the fire extinguisher. We are rebuilding the economy that working families can afford, and so that working families can thrive again. This week, we're laser focused on passing legislation that actually lowers costs. And guess what? It's already working. Gas prices are at a 4-year low. Grocery prices are finally coming down, and wages are actually rising. And next year, Americans will see bigger paychecks because of the Working Families Tax Cut Acts. Remember, the Democrats voted and they wanted to give every single American a pay raise. Every single American, the Democrats voted to raise your taxes. Thank God Republicans voted to not let that happen. Last week, we cut red tape and peeled back Biden's burdensome regulations, and we're doing it again this week. This is all part of an agenda to lower costs and increase paychecks for hardworking families. Real reforms to roll back Washington's overreach and put the power back where it belongs, with the workers, with the families, and with actually the job creators. Government in Washington doesn't need more power. We actually believe that the power lies with the people, unlike the Democrats who want to tell you what to do, when to do it, how to do it. The Democrats believe they are a better steward of your money than you are. We don't believe that. That's why we're putting the power back in your hands. And what are Democrats doing? Again, you think they're going to vote to lower costs? I don't think so. I think the Democrats will vote against giving you bigger paychecks. I think the Democrats will vote against relief for American families. They're fanning the flames of the crisis that they ignited, right? So we will continue our work without them. And watch how they vote, right? We will continue our work without them, because asking Democrats to fix inflation is like asking an arsonist to join the fire department. This week, we'll vote to lower electricity prices, secure supply chains, and modernize permitting to make energy more affordable again. Because House Republicans are cleaning up Bidenomics, ending Biden inflation, and restoring an America that is strong and respected again. We are restoring an America that is affordable and prosperous again for every single hardworking family. And another piece of important legislation that will be on the floor this week is the NDAA, and I don't think there's anyone better here to talk about it than a Representative Kiggans. So right now, I yield to Representative Kiggans.
Thank you. Well, good morning. I'm Congresswoman Jen Kiggans, and I proudly represent Virginia's 2nd Congressional District. I'm also a Navy veteran, former helicopter pilot, a Navy spouse, and now a proud Navy mom. So it's certainly a privilege to be here today to talk about this year's National Defense Authorization Act, which should see a vote on the floor today. This is over $900 billion of money that we can send to our warfighters and to our military families. There's a large chunk of that's dedicated to ships, submarines, aircraft, the actual warfighting resources and tools that we need to just exemplify peace through strength throughout the world. That part can't be overstated. We've done so much with this administration just to reprioritize peace through strength. That's how we keep peace in the world, is by being that deterrent, by being that strong fighting force, but also taking care of our military families and our men and women in uniform. We did so much good work last Congress with the Quality of Life Task Force, and we continued that work into this year's NDAA. We looked at pay raises. We gave a 3.8% pay raise to our servicemen and women. We looked at housing. We put $1.5 billion back into housing infrastructure improvements. We know that there's a lot of room for improvement there, and I'm thankful that the Secretary of War has prioritized a task force to specifically look at where we are housing our men and women. We looked at childcare. We have money specifically dedicated to new childcare facilities. We looked at DoD education. We've pressing on DODEA to look at things like no cell phones in schools that are on military installations. There's a lot of money in there for health care that we want to make sure we're providing good health care for our men and women who serve and their families. We put other things in there for licensures to make it easy for providers to be able to serve our military community. And we even looked at things that were making it unifying the accession process, because we heard a lot of challenges with young people who want to serve, that they're being looked at differently for different types of medical history issues. So we changed those things. A lot of meaningful change. One of the things I'm most excited about is how we've prioritized our military sealift command. In the Navy, you know, we don't have as many ships as we probably should, and we're working on that shipbuilding exercise. But in the meantime, I have my military sealift command folks who are stepping up, who are civilian partners and providing that peace through strength on the seas. And we left them out a little bit of the discussion with the quality of life issues. So we included them back this time. We took out pay caps for military sealift command pay. We made sure that our military sealift command members could shop at the commissaries and exchanges. We're protecting our commissaries, making sure that they are available and there for our military families. So a lot of good things to take care of the people who serve, but then also that technology integration piece, the contract awarding, the procurement acquisition reform. We've done many, many good things to the tune of over $900 billion. So it's a privilege to have been a part of the team that put that together. It's a mission that we all share here in Congress on both sides of the aisle, of taking care of our military and making sure we remain the greatest in the world. Thank you so much. And with that,